Good evening, and welcome back to the channel, The Purpose of Closure. And I am your host, Cassandra Brand, aka Miss Alexis. And we are on episode 5 today, Making the Right Choices. Slow motion, as Ralph Smart says, to the left. And before I forget, because I do forget, because once I start talking, I just go on and on and on. If you have not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications. So when I go live online, you will be notified. Or you can play the replay. But at least you know that I have been on live or I've uploaded another video. And if this brings value to you, like and share, because sharing is caring. So I won't keep you long today. I'm a little late. My goal is to be on here at 7 p.m. daily. I started not to come on, but I said, nope, I'm coming on anyway. And we are on episode 5 of making the right choices. And I was thinking today, I'm always thinking, I wanted to be able to relate to my subscribers and listeners of what people sometimes may struggle or feel uncomfortable about when it comes to making choices. And one of them that came to my mind was choices of the company that you keep. The company that you keep. And then a few things start running through my mind about some examples, some everyday life examples that I'm sure a few you can relate to or heard of it before, but maybe never just brought out openly to your attention. So, this is to make you aware of who you choose to keep company with. I will give you some examples. I don't know if you remember, I guess it was a couple of years now, that Shaquela Robinson from Charlotte, North Carolina, that went to the Bahamas with her friends and they end up allegedly um, deleting her, stumped her to the ground, body slammed her, got her drunk, and packed up and left her. And she has passed on now. And then they were friends. They were out partying, having a good time. They planned this trip together, but they also planned for her demise. Everyone that's smiling in your face is not your friend. I've had some of those experiences myself. You can check out on one of my videos I've done, and it's how do you know when you have a good friend? So check that out. Yeah, Shaquela Robinson. She was a young, beautiful young lady, business entrepreneur, had her own business. She was definitely on her way. But she didn't make the right choices when it came to friends. You have to listen to your gut instinct. When something don't feel right, 99.9, it's not right. So don't be delusional when it comes to the company that you keep, that you choose to keep. Unfortunately, it had to be her, but it has awakened a lot of people, and they had empathy for her as well. Not to regurgitate it, but don't forget about her and what happened to her. Making the right choices of the company you keep. Associating yourself with worldly people. What I mean by worldly people, exactly what I said. Worldly people, they are out there in the world, wide open. If they don't have no respect for themselves, what makes you think they're going to have some respect for you? Just guzzling down, puffing up, snorting up. No matter where it's at or who it's with, they call it a good time, but I call it self destruction. So if they're self destroying themselves, what do you think they think about you? You may say, well, I don't do that. That's one thing I can't stand. When people act like they so goody two shoe and raise more HELL than the devil himself. I don't do that. So why are you keeping company with people and going places that does those things? Something to think about, right? Well, I've been knowing them all my life and we grew up together. Well, you grown now. And you grown enough to make the right choices, whether you want to keep company with them or not. Associating yourself with worldly people can change your life. It could cause devastation in your life. Another example is because some people want to belong. They want to be cool. And it's not just the young crowd, it's the elderly people, older people too. No good and well, they're too old to be out there wearing what they be wearing, going where they be going, and doing what they be doing. And it's not, I'm just not talking about the women, the men too. One thing I cannot stand is see an older gentleman with baggy pants on. That don't make no sense to me. It really don't. The wanting belong leads into also um, gang banging, womanizing. Hey, B. Yeah, they still do that. And it's not just the younger generation. Because a lot of older men, they do the same thing and they get upset because they don't like to be rejected. Well, I don't be around people like that. You may not, but maybe you go in places where there are people like that that you choose to go to be in to end up being around people like that. Oh, well, you just think you better than others. No, you think I'm better because I can speak my mind peacefully with confidence. You don't always have to implicate yourself. What's going on out in the streets? And I don't mean streets as just ghetto. I mean streets, it could be at the golf course. YouTube, they call it YouTube streets. And the bloggers out here, they're not ghetto. Some may be a little bit, but it works for them. And ghetto don't necessarily mean a black thing. It's a mentality thing. Another example is peer pressure, which falls into the category of the sense of wanting to belong. Peer pressure. And it's not just for little kids in elementary school or high school either. They got a girlfriend, she want to go out to the club, wear a short tight dress, wide hips, a big honka-donk in the back, no bra, nipples showing. And she look at you like, why is you dressed like you going to church? And give you a dress. Girl, put this on. Put these heels on. My opinion, I believe men like women that are more conservative. Updated, conservative, and leaving him to some type of imagination. Just because you be around people don't mean you have to look and act and dress like them. So I'm just using these as small examples. Just like when you be around people that consume, I can't say the word, but rugs. They consume, they sell. When they consume, it alternates the mind. And next thing you know, you could be in a violent, dangerous situation. You could be in a vehicle and you don't know. They got weight in their tires, or they got a box in the car and it has some substance in it. And you get pulled over. You have no idea about it, but you know that they get high. You know that they sell. I wouldn't dare get in a car with somebody that I know that's in that kind of business. I would make the choice. I'll see you later. We'll catch up later. Go ahead and handle your business. Oh, I'm just going to pick up something. I'm going to pick up a few dollars. I want to check on my baby's mama, my baby's daddy. They in the house, they done copped or dropped and come back in the car and you don't even know what transaction went on until you hear a siren. I remember one time when I first went to Dallas, Texas. This was in the 80s. And I was at the Anatole Hotel. And I met this young lady and her man. And the young lady and I, we were going, calling ourselves hustling on our grind. And she propositioned an undercover. And you know what happened from there. But when they arrested her, she dropped some pills or powder or something in my bag. I don't even get high. And I got arrested. Yes. I didn't get convicted or anything like that. But it was just, I made that choice to be around those people that I really didn't know that well. And the intent was for us to, be on our grind and hustle, trying to come up. But I should have made a better choice and stayed with myself like I normally do. But want to belong. Yes, I'll confess on myself. I'll never forget that. I had my head spinning. Like being around, say like if you know someone drinking and driving, this especially if they're drinking and drinking while they're driving and you in the car. Not only is it dangerous, but you get pulled over and they can really fall like dominoes. And you be the one that's being checked at the end. I'm just giving you some scenarios because these are everyday things that happen in real life. I don't want to do no storytelling. I want to tell the truth. Cheaters. You and your girlfriend. Y'all supposed to be going shopping. She just left her man from the house. Oh, girl, I gotta make this one stop. I gotta go see Dino. Dino? Yeah, girl. We've been kicking it. Now, I've been in a situation like this before where I had a girlfriend that was seeing another man, and her husband and I, out to me, he was like my brother. And I was so flabbergasted when she had the man in her house. She was cooking for all of us, but she was cooking for her husband, me, and the young man that she was dealing with on the side. And I'm looking at the husband. His head was down, but his eyes was watching the energy in the kitchen. And then right then and then I knew he knew what was really going on. And she would go out and leave me at home with him, sit up, we watch movies and stuff, come home 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Or sometimes when she'd be out, she'd be like, oh, me and Sam, we out. No, because then your husband will be side-eyeing me, you know? It's not good to be around cheaters. Not only do you lose and mess up friendships, but what goes around comes around. You would want nobody to do that to you. You'd be like, no, you go ahead. I'll wait. Scoop me up later, or we'll hook up later on. Because sometimes it goes sour. Jealousy sets in. And at a blink of an eye, someone's life could be in danger. We have to make the right choices of the company that we keep. The most recent example is Jay-Z and Diddy. I don't want to make this episode about them, but it's a perfect example if you are aware of what's going on. JC said that we're not friends, we're just acquaintances. But you all over the media hugging, kissing, sharing the same. Well, I didn't see champagne bottles, but drinking champagne, wine, partying together. Go up at several different places together, taking pictures together. Association. If you're doing some of these things, people on side eye looking at you as well. Me personally, I don't care what people think because I know that my heart is in the right place and I haven't done anything. But just even making a choice to put yourself in that situation or that association, it's not a very good place, especially in today's life. Making the right choices is really not that hard. You have everything to lose, but everything to gain if you decide to make the right choices. If you decide to keep the right company. Some people are just loners. I myself personally, I'm a loner, but I'm a people person too. I can do either or, but I know when to set boundaries and when it's time to move around. For example, you could be driving a getaway car and don't even realize it. This may sound a little exaggerating, but it is definitely true and possible. What can happen? I'm just gonna go in here in this liquor store, get us a bottle. They done ran it in and took some money from the cash register and hop in your car. You be like, where'd you get that money from? I thought you just said you was broke. Just try to call. Just try to call. That's what they do. But see, you know they just got out of jail. They on probation. They got a record for robbery. You know, it's not the wisest thing to do is to keep that kind of company around you. You got to draw the line somewhere. Making the right choices. It will change your life or it would damage your life if you don't make the right choices. We talked about having children, being in relationships, jobs. Don't just react on what's brought to your attention. Marinate it, think on it. Don't just take things for granted and think it's going to work itself out. You have to set the foundation and the rules in order for it to work out. You have the right and you have the power. Don't let anyone manipulate you, intimidate you, or dominate you into making choices that you know you should not make. Just like when you're in a relationship. Well, if you love me, you will do this. Well, it's not that I don't love you, but I choose not to do this because it's not right. You got to start standing up for yourself. You have to start making better choices for yourself. Not only just for that moment, but for your future, for your life. Just like, God forbid, people be meeting each other on media, Instagram, Facebook, and they be having these one night stands and the ladies be getting pregnant. You could get something worse than just getting pregnant. You can get AIDS or a disease or something that you can never get rid of. That's why I don't do the dating game. These dating apps is ridiculous. The men don't even be, or the women don't even be who they say they are. But you made the choice to get on these apps, chat online, and meet a complete stranger. In less than 90 days, they're moving together. In less than 6 months, they're having a child. In less than a year, they're married. And then 1 year and 2 months, they're either at the courthouse or in jail. In some cases, even in worse situations, because of one choice that they made. Make the right choices, as I said before, of the company that you keep. Another one is when you get in the car, like I said, the person may be drinking and literally driving. DUI is today it's not like it used to be. Everything is moving real fast. So fast it has your head spinning. And you start doubting yourself. And you think long, you think wrong. So you have to have some type of foundation of decency, of making the right choices. You can't just make a choice and, oh, well, whatever the consequences is, I'll deal with it later. They may not be no later. Today is the day you should commit to yourself that I am going to make the right choices. When there's doubt, you're out. When there's doubt, you're out. I'm out of here until proven different. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Oh, you a coward. Oh, you fake. You ain't real. I thought you was a player. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Don't let nobody bully you into making the wrong choices either. Or bribe you, because people will do that. Well, if you don't do this, I'm going to tell this. That's why you have to make the right choices so you won't give anyone that power to put you in that position. I really, really want to drill this into your mind. Because people today, and I'm not saying all people, they really was never even taught. They just go into survival mode, the survival mode. I've been in the survival mode before. Didn't think about the consequences. But every choice that we choose, it has consequences, whether it's good or bad. It's all based on the foundation of why. Was you greedy? Were you angry? Were you being vindictive? What is the root of the choices that we make? Ask yourself that. You hear a little beeping in the back. That is my computer. A little music going on to change the vibe. Now, if you have any comments, anything you want to share, please do so in the comment box below. Your feedback is very important to me, and I do appreciate it, and I will respond. Working on building this platform. I've been at it for a while. I don't like to make a lot of excuses, but the bottom line is I never gave up, and I'm not going to give up. I'll be here daily at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have a topic or something that you like for me to discuss or talk about, you can also contact me by email, purposeclosure@gmail.com. You'll find it on the page, the home page of my channel, my contact information. Share this with someone you know that make a lot of bad choices. But there's hope for everyone. All thing we have to do is make better choices. If you know someone is always in trouble, always in and out of situations, love triangles, share this episode with them. And you ain't even got to bother them. Just put it in there. Just put it in there. Share the link. And you never know. They may not do it that day, but they may get to a point where they need to make a choice, and they'll say, "Let me see what this lady talking about," and they'll thank you later because they made the right choice. I'm your host, Cassandra Brand. And thank you for tuning in and listening. And you have a very blessed and productive day. Stay safe and warm. There's been some cold weather down here, even in the South. Until then. Ciao.